Hey there, friends. Thanks for stopping by today. Getting ready to record a Spiritual Almanac podcast for Friday, February 12th. Today, it's a dreary day. It's just a gray day here in, the beautiful rolling hills of central New York, but it's a new day. And I guess we have to be glad about that, right? All right, I hope the weather's a little better where you are. In any case, we have some pretty cool stuff today. We're really spoiled for choice for things to talk about today, but we're kicking right off with a poem by a Russian poet named Vladimir Mayakovsky. Really, this guy has an interesting story. You're going to want to hear it. But his poem and the piece that we're looking at today, it's kind of a haunting little piece, but it's also it feels hopeful to me somehow. Maybe I'm imagining it, okay? But somehow, even though it's kind of haunting and you can kind of tell that all is not necessarily well with the narrator, it seems hopeful. So, listen to it and you tell me what you think about it in the comments. We're also going to be talking about some spiritual nuggets today. Today is the birthday of both Abraham Lincoln and the NAACP, and that is not coincidental. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to be talking about the theft of the poem The Scream, or the painting The Scream. I don't know, you're familiar with this painting, even if you don't know that you are. It was painted by an artist named Edvard Munch. It's been stolen several times, but the 1994 theft is particularly interesting, and there is a religious hook to it. So it does have something to do with, a spiritual almanac because there's a spiritual religious hook. So pretty cool story there. You're going to want to hear that. All right. Anyway, let me get set up and let's start the podcast. Welcome to a Spiritual Almanac. It's Friday, February 12th, 2021. Vladimir Mayakovsky joined the Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party when he was 15 years old, and he was jailed multiple times for subversive activity. He started writing poetry in 1909 while in solitary confinement at Moscow's Butyrka prison. Later, he said, "Revolution and poetry got entangled in my head and became one." During his lifetime, Mayakovsky was one of the most important figures of the Soviet literary landscape. His poems often criticized the Soviet system and led to confrontations with the state's cultural censors. He took his life at the age of 36. He reportedly fired a bullet through his own heart. Mayakovsky's handwritten suicide note said, "To all of you, I die, but don't blame anyone for it. And please do not gossip. The deceased disliked that sort of thing terribly. Mother, sisters, comrades, forgive me. This is not a good method. I do not recommend it to others, but there is no other way out for me." 3 decades later, writers and activists that opposed communist dogma gathered for poetry readings under Mayakovsky's statue in Moscow. Our inspiration for today is a poem Mayakovsky wrote about existential questioning and the potential search for spiritual connection. It's a somewhat disconcerting piece with the one-word title, "Listen." Listen, if stars are lit, it means there is someone who needs it. It means someone wants them to be. That someone deems those specks of spit magnificent. And overwrought in the swirls of afternoon dust, he bursts in on God, afraid he might be already late. In tears, he kisses God's sinewy hand and begs him to guarantee that there will definitely be a star. He swears he won't be able to stand that starless ordeal. Later, he wanders around worried, but outwardly calm. And to everyone else, he says, "Now it's all right. You are no longer afraid, are you?" Listen, if stars are lit, it means there is someone who needs it. It means it is essential, that every evening at least one star should ascend over the crest of the building. More nuggets for today. Today's the birthday of Abraham Lincoln in 1809, as well as the anniversary of the founding of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People in 1909. The NAACP was birthed out of the race riot of 1908 in Springfield, Illinois, Lincoln's hometown. With lynchings of black men and violence against African Americans on the rise, a small group of civil rights supporters met in New York City in January to organize a gathering for the creation of a new civil rights organization. They set the date for the gathering as February 12th to intentionally coincide with the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Attendees included W.E.B. Du Bois, Ida B. Wells, and other prominent civil rights activists. Today, the NAACP has more than 500,000 official members, carrying out its mission to ensure, quote, the political, educational, social, and economic equality of rights of all persons, and to eliminate race-based discrimination. And on this day in 1994, Edvard Munch's painting The Scream was stolen from Oslo's National Art Museum. The theft occurred on the same day as the opening of the 1994 Winter Olympics in Lillehammer. Thieves entered the building using a ladder, cut the painting from its frame, and left a note reading, "Thanks for the poor security." The entire event was recorded by security cameras. From start to finish, it lasted less than a minute. In an interesting twist, a Lutheran minister and Norwegian anti-abortion activist named Bård Knudsen made a statement that the painting would be returned if the government ran the anti-abortion film The Silent Scream on Norwegian TV. While the authorities quickly determined Knudsen had no real involvement in the theft and set up a sting operation that netted the real thieves 3 months later. The painting was recovered none the worse for wear, and The Scream is currently on display at the National Museum in Oslo. In honor of his birthday, today's words of wisdom come to us from Honest Abe himself. He said, "When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion." You know, something about that seems almost right, so I hope you find a way to do something good today. And that's today's Spiritual Almanac. For additional reading, see Backbone Flute, Selected Poetry of Vladimir Mayakovsky. There's a link in the description and on our website. A Spiritual Almanac is a production of Granola Soul. Check out the text version of today's episode, Vladimir Mayakovsky's poem Listen, and other resources at our website, granolasoul.com. Thanks for stopping by. If you liked something you've heard today, I'd sure appreciate it if you gave us a share or a like. But for now, be kind, take good care, and I'll see you tomorrow.